conference will now be recorded.
Welcome to our pre-Valentine's Day edition of Coaching Call. Maybe today we should take a break from giving each other real estate advice and share romance suggestions. Some of us need help more than others, and sometimes in romance it's almost the opposite of other areas of life. Like the longer we do it, sometimes the worse we get at it. And so little refreshers are helpful. So as we go around the world, if you have a romance tip you want to share, you feel free to jump right in there with that. Okay. You just need to turn off your speaker. Then turn off your microphone. Oh, it's off.
I'll do one first because we celebrated our 43rd anniversary last Tuesday. And so step number one is just don't give up. You know, we've been through a lot of crazy things, but when you persevere, you know, storms start, storms end, and you're together after the storm. You just hold on to each other through the storm. And so we went to the Audrey. The Audrey is the restaurant in Market Street. That's where the movie theater. You go right up the escalator, and it literally was a beautiful little place, small place. They do a good job of making it special for you. It's named after Audrey Hepburn. So I'm not a dodo. I know to make reservations and get there. And it was all good. So A, don't give up, and B, don't forget your anniversary. And that's the biggest thing. But you know, it's this as Christians, we believe there's kind of a three-part chord, and it's the two spouses and God together. And the closer you get to God, the closer you get to your spouse. And that it sounds simplistic, but I'll tell you what, it has saved us and others I know. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay, that's awesome. That's your romance contribution, which we appreciate. Go ahead and give us a real estate update as well. What's going on? Either you can just tell us what's happening, or if you wanted to put a problem or anything on the table for later discussion, you're welcome to do that.
I had a closing last week, and it was just a praise God. It took forever. It was not one probate and one estate. It was a double probate, right? Where did I lose you guys, by the way?
No, we're listening to you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
I've got a call clicking in. So, you know, the property, the owner passed, gave it to their heirs. And then before that anything could change, one of the heirs died, and it went to their heirs. And so it was a double probate, international, virtual notary. We had several layers of complexity, and had a good title company through it. So, you know, it just makes a good telling story of why we're here to help people. So that was a praise God. And then the other one was, I had a buyer and a single woman. I've got several single women clients. I don't have any single men buying homes. That should be a note to the wise that I think these women the men are making sports betting on their phone, and the women are buying houses. So let that ride. This is her second home. She's in the Air Force. She bought a home when she was stationed in Anchorage, got transferred, and now rents it out. Now she got transferred to San Antonio, helped her buy a home in San Antonio. Now she's got 2 homes. She's doing good. Well, nice. I got a cutting board made for her, and my wood carver personalized it, but he put an S on the end of the name. So I felt bad about giving it to her because she's single. So I gave it to her parents. I sent it to her parents. Don't you know, the parents called me this week and they said, hey, we found this little property. We want you to help us buy so we can move to Texas. And I'll tell you more about it later, but that's a story worth telling on its own. And this is for a cutting board.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's in fact, let's add one more thing to share. Obviously, your real estate update, your romance tip, and then tell us what you do as a closing gift. Okay, that would be very helpful. Oh, go ahead, Kevin. You had a postscript?
You know, the closing, I vary. I sometimes cutting boards are one, and when I see them, I buy them and I have them ready. I have Texas spice kits. Sometimes if people are moving to Texas, you can give them a little more of the Texas vibe. If they've been here forever, they're done with that. They're already here. So
Yes.
I don't have a single. I would love to hear others' tips, but I try to make them appropriate for the situation. And the biggest thing is I try to be there, ask them if they're open to filming, ask them if they're open to going for lunch. And at lunch, we have an opportunity to put the camera open and say, let's talk about the struggles and hopefully capture some things we can use and some things. It's just a blessing for them sometimes to be able to share how much they, you know, I helped a guy in Utah buy a house in December. He came to town this last week for his 75th birthday, and he just was so effusive with his praise. He had never seen the house. I bought it for him and for his child here, and he's just saying, you know, it was so relaxing to be able to have somebody that I knew was that I could trust that was going to take care of this for me, and to give them an opportunity to say it. It's good for them too. I think it's good for me. It's good for them. So
Yes.
the lunch after helps as well. But I'd love to hear ideas too.
Okay, that sounds great. Liberty, you want to pick up the mic here?
Well, romance, I think just putting up with each other is as romantic as it gets. And that's coming from, maybe y'all don't really know, but I have been married and divorced 3 times. I stayed with my first husband for 2 extra years after the divorce, trying to let him just give it another shot.
Oh my.
And I am currently with my third husband, who is more than happy to be a grandpa with me coming soon. And so I think the benefit of the doubt, sometimes maybe they didn't really mean what you heard and there
Yeah.
was something translating in there. But also being respectful of yourself. And I think that's helpful too. Business, I have a guy who's living in Costa Rica trying to swindle my listing that I have here in my neighborhood. He's just trying to change all the words and do all the things. And, he asked originally if we could lease the home for 1 year and then credit those lease payments towards the purchase of the house in a year, which they were okay with. And I was like, okay. But then when he provided a written offer, not on a contract, just a written, this is what I want, it was more like a loan assumption verbiage.
Yes.
And it was only for whatever their balance is, which that number wasn't presented, but
Right.
that's what a
No
loan
equity.
assumption is. And then he seems upset that we're not giving him a reason why that isn't working for him. And
Yes.
it's just not a good fit. And I was like, because he's a realtor and he's been in the business and the markets in Houston area are horrible. And then he pulls up this listing in a neighborhood that is absolutely different than the neighborhood I'm selling in. And that's been on the market for over 200 days. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you. So that's my most recent thing. I have been able to I've been trying to be a part of some networking groups out here so I can get familiar, meet new agents and all the things. And I've been able to refer a few people from my neighborhood to some of the people that I've met. So that's real it's not a realtor
Yes.
networking group, it's everybody. So that's been kind of nice. The most interesting, I, like Kevin, kind of pay attention to my clients as we're working together, and I kind of try to get something that benefits them. A lot of people aren't drinking anymore, so it's not just as easy as a bottle of wine,
Mm.
The most interesting gift I bought that I felt like was really exciting to my buyer, those old, I guess they're tin, it goes on the wall for your matches. The grandparents used to have them maybe to light their stoves. It's just a tin matchbox holder that goes on the wall. I went to several antique shops and I found one finally and I got
Wow.
that for her and I put it in a little goodie bag type thing. And she was so happy because she had mentioned one day that she loved those things and she wished she had one. And I found her one and she was so excited. It was probably $7 tops.
Yes.
So yeah,
It
that's
was
what
the
I have.
love you put into it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Well,
I think
that's
she
awesome.
knew I was listening to her, I
Yes.
heard her.
Yes. So on that Costa Rican swindler, not everybody offering subject to purchases is a swindler, but is anybody else being overwhelmed with subject to offers? Are you getting them on your properties? It just seems like everybody's come out of the woodwork. And particularly if you have a listing, it's more than 60 days old. It's like, sharks, they smell blood in the water. And what I did is I got permission from my seller, written authorization to reject every subject to offer. And that way, I am not inundating him with these offers, and I'm not getting myself in trouble for failure to submit an offer. And once I dial in, because I get these texts, Frank, I just sent you an email. Please check it out and give us a response. And almost immediately, if I see the name and I know they have it scheduled as showing, I know it's a subject to offer. So I do respond to them. And I just ask if it's subject to, they always say yes. And I just say very kindly and respectfully, the seller has directed me in writing to reject all subject to offers. And then generally they're polite and move on. But you'll save yourself and your clients a ton of headaches if you get that authorization.
Explain the subject to.
Explain subject to, Robin says. A subject to is when somebody purchases the home from the seller, but they do not get a new mortgage. They don't assume the seller's current
You
mortgage.
turn around and sell it.
They could sell it, but typically what they're doing is the seller will maintain legal responsibility for paying the mortgage, but the new buyer will make the mortgage payments.
Oh,
Okay. And they will typically give the seller some compensation for their equity. So if they've got 50,000 in equity, they may give them $15,000, $20,000 for that. But the good part to the seller is they feel like they're out from under the burden of making that payment. And sometimes they do get a few $1,000s to walk away with. But the challenge is they remain responsible. And if that new buyer fails to make the payments on time or at all, everything is going to hit the seller's credit. And some of the more sophisticated subject to companies and individuals are having third party entities handle the payments to remove some of that risk. And they've also set up in some cases trusts in which the seller and the buyer are both members of the trust. They're getting very fancy to overcome some of these weaknesses, but the bottom line remains that the seller is still on the hook for the mortgage, for the remainder of the mortgage. And that's just a tremendous amount of risk that I would only encourage somebody to take on as a seller if they're just out of all other options and can't make the payments and they're desperate, then that could be an option. But otherwise, I would not recommend it.
So one of the things that he said was, I'm going to pay, a few months in advance so he doesn't have to worry about me missing a payment or something. And then something else to consider for your buyers doing that is if you are the buyer on that, not the seller side, you don't know if the seller's paying that, which you said that, there's third parties that can manage that. But if it's just from one to the other, you're paying your mortgage. Next thing you know, the house is being foreclosed on and you're
Right.
stuck. So I don't like that. It doesn't work for my seller because my seller still has money to be made on the home,
Yes.
which the buyer's trying to ask me that information. And of course, I'm not trying to say all of that, but it's just not something they want to do.
They
Yes.
might not qualify if they're trying to.
Yeah.
They move out of that house then.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
might not qualify for whatever they're trying to do.
So true. So Robin, since you've got why don't you turn your mic on and tell us what's going on, what you want to know, your romance tip, and your favorite closing gift.
I'm not very good at romance tips. I've been married too many times. Um,
Let me turn off my mic. Okay, go ahead.
Tolerance, I think, for romance is try not to change them into you.
Mm.
And remember what you fell in love with them for, because it was probably an opposite.
Yes, right.
And then that opposite thing that you fell in love with them for can become, you just gotta remember that.
Yes.
Bring that back up. And then I've got three closings this month. I'm supposed to close something this week, but they're waiting for 401k distribution. Something that I didn't know about that is that the company contributed to the 401k and they're the ones releasing it to the distribution company.
Mhm.
They have to pay the taxes on it, not the people that are in the 401k,
Okay.
and they have to do it that day.
Okay.
And so when they cut the check, apparently they take the taxes out,
Yes, they do.
and the 401k distribution company wants that taxes immediately paid that
Yes.
day.
Yes.
And so that's holding up everything right now on my closings. Then I spent all day yesterday working on, I went into chat, my friend chat, and did Google Business as marketing. I have
Yes.
never really set it up.
Yes.
So they have me on a program where I ask for reviews. It's kind of a free, instead of doing something with paid Facebook ads. They suggested this is a higher rate.
Will these reviews show up on Google?
Yes.
Okay.
They already did. I sent out the link, and now I'm supposed to send out more links every other day, reminder links, to boost up the Google, because I never thought about this, but when somebody looks for a realtor, they don't go to Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They go
Yeah.
to Google.
Yeah, that's right.
And so to get in that Google area, you have to have so many links or
Yes.
so many reviews.
Yes.
And then Google will put that algorithm out higher up or whatever. So anyway, I'm test driving that. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. And favorite closing gift?
I bought 3 yesterday. I usually buy what I like, and so if I've seen their house, I know their style, and I end up just shopping at Ross, Marshalls, some antique stores just to find something that's unique for them.
Yes.
Like yesterday, I bought a log that had 3 or 4 white wood birds on it.
Yes.
And she
I can
has
see
white birds in her house all over the place.
Right.
Farmhouse. And then for my other closing, I bought them a outdoor sculpture that has a bowl that lights up at night.
Okay.
It's about that big. It's a good size outdoor yard thing.
So you buy customized gifts
Yes.
for each one.
Yes, I used to do, and I have that book that I give to buyers
Okay.
that has all their title information in it.
Yes.
It's got my business card. It's got emergency phone number sheet. It's got magnets. It's got envelopes to put their mortgage information tabulated and everything. So they have a nice leather binder for
I
them.
love it. So that's for buyers in addition to the closing gift. So wonderful. Star, I see your name on there. Are you with us?
Yes, I am, but I
There we
have
go.
my
Hey, Star,
toddler.
tell us what's going on in your world.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
we can't hear you. I think your mic is on, but maybe the volume is. Oh, it's my speaker that's off. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm doing well. It's a teacher staff day. So I'm here with my 6-year-old. Um, but romance tip, I would say communication is all about communication. And a closing gift, a bottle of champagne.
Mm.
And real estate wise, I am um, doing um, AI stuff. So I'm working on AI and virtual staging. So the listing I have supposed to be staged, but I've been taking these AI classes and I've upgraded on a couple of my favorites so far. And I created a website um, recently here. So that's all.
What AI classes?
Yeah. So yeah, Robin and I are thinking alike. Star, would you put in the chat maybe the web address that will
Yes.
show off your AI? We can take a look at it.
Yes.
And Robin was also asking the company that's helping you with that, the vendor, if you found a good one that you'd recommend.
So I did it myself. We had the AI Accelerator course, and it's under automations. And
Okay.
there's a PDF, a downloadable PDF for prompts to use. And the app is called Lovable. And the other one is called Google AI. It's the Gemini app. And I will
Okay.
post, I'm happy to share my link that I've been working on.
Yes, please do. I just put Lovable and Google AI Gemini in the chat. Okay. Well, that's great. Star, we appreciate you sharing all that goodness with us. And Velvet, it looks like you have also been sharing some goodness. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, that was a great class that the broker team did a couple of months ago. So that first link is to the wraparound and subject to consumer advisory that they give us to hand out to
Oh,
clients. And the
nice.
second one is the whole presentation that they did. It was called Creative Financing, and that's the whole I don't know, the presentation. I guess I can't.
Well, I love it. I just opened up and I'm downloading that wraparound and subject to guide right now. That's wonderful.
Yes. Okay. So, as far as romance goes, I think remain friends, do things that together that are fun,
Mm,
to create new memories. We're a recent empty nesters, so we're kind of getting back around to that.
yes.
And then what was the other thing?
So your best closing gift or favorite closing
Oh,
gift?
yes. For sellers, oftentimes I find sellers, they've created so many memories in their home and, um, they want to leave. Obviously, they're making the decision to leave, but they have lots of memories. And if that's the case, then I like to get them a cutting board with the front of house photo on engraved on top or etched on top. There's a number of people on Etsy that do those, and then I just put the address of the house at the bottom, and then the years that they were there, like
Oh,
the date they
nice.
bought the home to the date they close, and then our logo goes on the back. That's one of my favorites and has been very meaningful to folks, like a little memento they can remember their house by. And
Yes.
then for buyers, I like to get a personalized doormat with the family's name on it. Um, and then I don't know, lots of doormats now are like double. So I just go to Amazon and buy like the checkered large mat and then put that personalized one. They can put that on top of it. So it just makes a pretty entry. Um, if I get a sense that those aren't working, I go to Realty Remembered. They put a really nice basket together with like little like Yeti style cups that we put our logo on. You can also personalize it and put their last name on it. And it has little coasters and a cutting board they can also put their name, personalize it for their name.
Wow.
And then I'll add like a little box of caramels because I love caramels. And I feel like there's one other thing that I'll throw in there. If it's a lake property, because I live around the lake and sell around the lake a lot, I'll put like Lake Conroe coasters in there or something that's specific to the lake.
Well, I don't know about the rest of y'all. I feel like a total slacker right now. A customized gift baskets plus a cutting board, plus some coasters.
Well, the beautiful thing about, I feel like as real estate evolves, these things become very competitive and they're actually very affordable too.
Okay.
To get
Yeah.
a custom cutting board is very affordable.
Okay.
Does anybody follow the guidelines?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
What?
So we all know there is a legal limit on what we're allowed to spend on a client gift, which is how much, everybody, altogether? How much?
$50.
It's
$500.
$50.
Okay. I thought that I had learned from you, but maybe it wasn't from you, that limit is for a referral. Like if someone refers you a business, your limit for them is $50. But if your gift has your marketing on it, then that can be a marketing expense.
Okay, so there are ways to work around it that you could stand up in court and defend yourself with, whether the judge would accept it or not. I'm dramatizing this because you're never going to court over it, but the limit is $50 for a client gift. Now, that is how some people get around it. They'll say, well, it's branded, so it's marketing. I'm just spending it from my marketing budget. But $50 is the legal limit we're supposed to stay.
Per person, but there's a husband and a wife.
Okay, per person. So there you go. Husband, wife, drive it up
Well,
to
there you go.
Yep, now we're all safe.
Now we're within the right.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
And then if
Rose.
there's kids involved, then we could really blow the budget.
Loophole
Yes, we
Robin.
Like $250 gift cards to Root Chris. It don't have to be that much, but
Wow. Yeah. I
to
hope
your
nobody's
attorneys, to
reporting
your
this.
attorneys.
I hope no one. Okay, as far as what's going on in my business, we are getting lots of listings, and that is great. But the one that they're sitting, and I experienced this
Yes.
last year, and everyone is saying, the title companies apparently are saying the business is picking up. I feel like we are priced very well, but there's not a lot of activity. So we had 2 weekends of really cold weather in there, so I'm accounting for that. But I am curious to know what other people are experiencing right now with their showings.
Okay, very good. So anybody who wants to answer that is welcome to. Go ahead, Liberty.
I didn't have any showings on this one that I have in here for a couple months at least, and then one weekend I had 3. So I feel like it's picking up a little bit, and this other offer that I got who hasn't seen the property. I feel like it's picking up, and I've been talking to other realtors, and it seems for them that it's been picking up. The last I heard from title and lenders was the luxury homes that were being sold, and some of them even cash. So it just seemed like it was on an upper level for the listings of where the business was, and that was a couple months ago. But maybe now it's coming back around. That's what I've been hearing.
So I did an open house on Saturday at one of my stale listings. I've had it for a long time. It's overpriced, but the sellers are dear friends of mine, and they bought a house from me and referred me to their sister and blah, blah, blah. So I'm still pulling out the stops to help them. So I scheduled this open house for 1 hour from 2 to 3 p.m. because I had a prior open house earlier in the day. 2 to 3 p.m. on a stale listing last Saturday, and I had non-stop traffic through it the entire time. It was pretty crazy. And I took that as a real positive sign that, again, that the market activity is picking up. I listed one, went active a couple days ago. Went active at 9 a.m. First showing was scheduled at 10:30 a.m. An hour and a half later, they showed up, made a full price cash offer. So again, that's a good positive sign. So it's not even, I still have stale listings, but I'm seeing some action happen that's very encouraging.
Frank, would you say that like the Montgomery and outer lying areas outside of Houston kind of are slow, like it gets picks up at the heart and then kind of trickles out?
So I really am not in a position to give an opinion on that because my listings are really in a kind of a tight circle. It's in the Woodlands and then my neighborhood more specifically. But those, last night I wrote up 2 listing agreements, one for my neighborhood, one for Grogan's Mill. And one for Humble. So that's one's a little further out. But I don't sell much north of the Woodlands, so I don't really know.
What about rural properties, Frank?
I know even less about that.
Activities. Okay.
Yeah, I know you've got a good one, Bob. Okay, bye-bye, Kevin. Good to have you here. Anybody having experience with rural properties? Letha, you're out there in one of the outer bands. Are you seeing a lot of activity?
Rural properties right now are just as slow as everybody else is. There's just not a lot of movement anywhere that I'm seeing. I had, as you know, Frank, I had that house in Atascocita, great view of the lake. It took a long time to close. I had one in Huffman that we eventually withdrew, and I handed over to Mike Hughes to list as a rental.
Yes.
I mean, there's just not a lot of activity. Even making sure you price it right. I've got another listing that is coming up, hopefully this weekend. It's an expired listing. I spoke to the gentleman before he listed it, and he decided to go with this other realtor because it was a friend of his son's. She had it listed for 6 months, and it just sat there. I am so concerned about listing it because he doesn't want to come off the price much. And there are better homes that you can buy in that price range. And I sent him a list of the better homes, kind of not saying, would you buy your home or these, but saying this is what people are expecting in this price range. But there's
Yes.
just the movement is painfully slow.
Yes.
Painfully slow.
Yeah. Yep. It is not uniformly, but generally. Yes. Let's see. Belinda, did you want to jump in here? Belinda has been in and out all morning. Belinda, if you are in, feel free to jump in. And Bob, I know you're with us. Why don't you go hot mic and tell us what's going on?
Well, I'm working on some showings for this morning, so I'm just kind of have you guys in the background. I've got a couple of showings today. One client that if anybody's looking for a client, I'll be happy to give her to you. Her showings are an hour and a half away. Onesie twosie here. They're looking for the cheapest thing, the foreclosure, which of course each one has a different foreclosure company that's handling it,
Yes.
making an offer here and there. Bless her heart, as they say. But sometimes you get those clients and that you end up losing money on. But that one, I've got another one supposed to be here checking with me this afternoon. So I don't really have much to report. Don't have any closing scheduled at this point. So we're hustling. I'm still working on getting my database cleaned up and marketing too. I'm doing my weekly newsletter, which seems to be effective. I'm getting some responses from it, but yeah.
Okay, Bob, inquiring minds want to know, how many years have you been married and how many kids do you have?
I've been married 100 years and have 300 kids.
He's like,
oh, you mean reality, not no. Been married, let's see, 1985. What would that make it?
You better figure this out before tomorrow, Bob. I'm warning you.
Well, we had our Valentine date last night. So
okay.
42, I guess, years, and 7 wonderful, awesome children, a few grandchildren scattered in there. So
okay, so you need to share your romance tip.
Cash is king. No, I'm kidding. I will say this: wait for God. Wait on God.
Okay.
Because when you try to make something happen, they may look good on the outside, but you can put lipstick on a pig. So you just never know what you're getting. But you wait on the Lord, and what He brings is special.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this is kind of a terrible story, but I had a good friend one time who cheated on his wife several times, and he had come through that, was very remorseful and repentant, trying to put his marriage back together. And I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, Frank, no matter how beautiful they are, they have issues too. Which, right, if they're human, they have issues. That's not saying anything about women, it's about true of all of us.
Amen.
And wait on the right one, and then humble yourself.
Well, I was at a men's meeting at our church, and afterwards I was counseling this guy or listening to his woes for 30 minutes or so. And it was been married a long time, and just, they're not separated technically, but they are, in effect. And he was just kind of going on and on. And man, it just helps you appreciate your your faithful spouse. It makes you want to be more loving and responsive.
Okay, well, thank you. That's a good tip, Bob. We appreciate all that you shared. Belinda, I saw your mic come back on. Why don't you tell us what's going on with you?
Good morning, everyone. Bob, are you and my husband best friends? Because my husband think cash is the key too. What I'm working on, I don't have nothing going on as of now. I'm doing an open house on tomorrow. I have a client that I'm still trying to get her to get pre-approved. She's taking forever on that. And the love language, I think communication, dating on the marriage thing, still go out on dates. And that's it.
Okay, that's good. In fact, I'm going to echo that. I'll jump in with my romance tip. We have a date night every week on Tuesday night. We just carve it out. We've got 3 or 4 favorite restaurants. We'll end up in one of those. And that definitely helps, because Mary and I are like 2 ships in the night, so much of our lives. We carve that out for dedicated time. And the other one, I'm going to share this. My sister told me this years ago. She said, a good marriage is the union of 2 good forgivers. Learn to be a really good forgiver, because the odds are you married a human. And if you did, they're going to need a lot of forgiveness. Okay, Danielle, I see that you're with us. Tell us what's going on in your business. Tell us your preferred closing gift and your romance tip.
Okay. Nothing. Same thing as last week. Just working. I took a open house class, master open house class on Tuesday. Learned a lot about that. So I am now revamping open house.
Okay, Daniel, you got to tell us the top 1 or 2 things you learned at that class.
Okay, so EXP is coming out with open house app in about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Where you can actually engage with the listing agents, buyers. You can leave comments on there. You can request open house. Reach out to a listing agent to request to do an open house with them. You can put feedback on there. There's so much stuff on that app. They're trying to work out the kinks. I wrote everything down. There's a lot going on. So yeah, the class was on Tuesday. It was more like a pilot class. So they're offering it again in 4 to 6 weeks. And that app that they're coming out with they're giving it to the people that were in the class first.
Yes.
And the playbook, they gave you like 4 scenarios to open house. What is the key success to open house? Putting yourself out there, creating, I actually created a QR scan code for each listing. I have 3 open house this weekend. So what I did was, instead of having the the customers come in and just sign into the guest logbook. They'll scan it. I'm still working out the kinks. And then while they're touring the home, I can directly send to their phone information on the house.
How
Instead
nice.
of giving, yeah, and then also give them information in the surrounding areas, local key points, highlights, things that you like to do. And also, before I go to each open house, pull 2 similar homes in the area just in case,
Mm-hmm.
and let them know. I'll have everything printed out, or I can send them the link, have them look at it. And if they want to look at it, or there's something they might be interested, it's right there already. So those are the things that I learned. So I'm trying to put all of that in place.
Great.
I've been working really hard at that. Yeah.
That's so smart. And Danielle, don't forget, you're doing a 3-hour open house for me tomorrow.
I know yours is first, one of the first, but I got it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Valentine's Day, so you can really.
Oh, that's right.
do a
Oh,
bunch
It's
of-
Valentine's Day. I won't be home until after 6 on Saturday.
okay. Well, so maybe you're not the right one to share a romance tip, but have you heard of any good ideas?
I've been married for 25, 26 years.
Ding, ding, ding. Okay, you're
Ding
qualified.
ding to the same man. And marriage has its highs and its lows. My thing is that you have to work at it. Communication is the key. We're best friends, if anything. And we try to, put the romance when we can,
Yeah.
So like I said, I guess tomorrow night, I might do like a little quiet dinner or something just to say, hey, hi, I see you.
Okay.
That's about it,
Okay, that sounds great. Congratulations on a quarter century. That's pretty awesome. That's
Yeah.
no easy feat.
No,
Okay,
it's not.
Letha, you get to take us home. Tell us what's up with your business, favorite romance
Yay, thank
tip,
you.
and closing gift. Go ahead.
As far as my, I've got a couple of listings. I've got a couple of listings coming up. I need to speak with you, Frank, because I actually have an issue with one of my listings about a shared water well, and that's a whole nother story, but I'll explain that to you later if you have a moment.
Yeah, I'll call you when we're done here. I'll give you a buzz.
Thank you, because I am very lost on this one. This is a new scenario, as most are. We learn something new with every transaction. It's crazy. As far as my marriage tips, Bill and I have been together for over 20 years, and my tips are laugh at everything. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at your partner. Laugh at silly situations. Laugh at difficult situations. Just find humor in everything. Bill will tell you I don't get mad ever. I mean, I can count on one hand in the 20 plus years we've been together that I've been angry. I have a rule. You can be angry at me, but you're going to do it from another room. I'm not going to. I was in a bad marriage before, and I learned that I am deserving of not being treated poorly, even when somebody's upset with you. Calm down and we can talk about it. And I was laughing at you, and was it Bob that we're talking about? No matter how beautiful somebody is, or
Yeah.
We've always had a saying similar. No matter how good looking somebody is, somebody somewhere is sick and tired of their nonsense. It does not matter how good looking they are. Somebody's sick and tired of them.
That's so true.
As far as Valentine's Day dinner, if I cook dinner any night of the year, it's practically Valentine's Day. But Bill's a very, very forgiving person. He's easy to cook for. And when I don't cook, he never complains. He's so amazing. And it's one more reason I love him so much.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, great stuff, Letha. We appreciate that so much. I guess I'll get to take it home here. I've had kind of a slow start to the year in terms of actual closings and contracts, but I think yesterday almost made up for everything else so far. Got accepted contract, about 3 new listings. picked up several buyers and wrote offers. I was literally worn out last night at several hours in a row, just doing contracts and offers and listing agreements. And so very happy about all that. But a lot of that was just the fruit of all the work I've been doing all year, and things just kept delay. And then yesterday, boom, they all hit. So very, very happy about that. Got several closings on the books now for March. Got repairs negotiated and an option period ended yesterday on one of my pendings. So that one looks really solid now. So all good there. I'm getting ready to go to India in 9 days. And I'm teaching or preaching almost every day in India. So I'm also working on getting all that done. And I got a new kayak a couple of weeks ago. I'm still getting it all outfitted, and we'll be taking it for another little test float this weekend. My eventual hope is to do some saltwater kayak camping. But that takes a little bit of thought and preparation. So I got a lot of stuff going on in my world right now, but I love every bit of it. And the business seems to be, the fruit is being born right now. So happy about that. By the way, while I'm in India for a couple Fridays, I'll be out 2 Fridays. Miss Velvet McWhirter is going to be on the hot mic, and these meetings will continue as normal, but it'll just be the new and improved version under Velvet's leadership, and then I'll rejoin you guys as soon as I get back. Okay. So, but I'll be here next Friday, and then I leave 2 days after that. So, all right, guys. Don't forget, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. If you got a sweetheart, start making preparation. Get your reservations made, get your purchases made, and be ready for some romance. So love you guys. Appreciate you making this time every week. Let me know anytime I can help. Letha, I'll be giving you a call. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Question.
Bye.
Bye-bye.